Hello dear students, in the last class we were discussed here one of the most important concept that is Bohr's atomic model and hydrogen spectrum. So today in this session we are going to discuss here one of the most important concept, that is explanation of hydrogen spectrum based on that Bohr's theory. Since we have discussed here already that is Bohr's theory, it could have that 5 postulates about that particular atom. Okay, so based on that particular factor we are going to discuss right now today, that is hydrogen spectrum, means their particular explanation based on that Bohr's atomic theory. See, the thing is that we should know here first of all that hydrogen spectrum experimentally how it has to be going to be takes place. How it's going to be takes place, we should know that particular concept. So right now, see, the thing is that we have an hydrogen gas that has to be taken in that particular discharge tube, isn't it? So to the discharge tube we are going to supplying here a high potential difference of an electrical energy. Then what happened, that hydrogen gas or that hydrogen molecule which is in the form of gaseous state, right? Okay, that particular hydrogen molecule have to be split into an atom or get converted into an atom, and then the electron which is present in that these particular atoms, so these particular atom have means this particular electron which absorbs that different amount of energies and get excited into the different higher energy levels, and those electrons will not be remain on that particular higher energy level, rather they will get back to that particular lower energy level, so by emitting some sort of radiations having that different energy, guys. So this is the thing in this hydrogen spectrum is to be going on. Okay, so generally, so let me clarify to the concept here. The thing is that we have an hydrogen gas that has to be taken in that a particular discharge tube. Okay, so to the discharge tube we are going to passing or applying here some sort of potential difference having that high electrical energy. Okay, the thing is that that hydrogen molecule is going to be converted into an hydrogen atom. When we have given a particular energy to that particular hydrogen molecule becomes an hydrogen atom, and an electron which is present in those particular different hydrogen atoms, guys, which absorbs different amount of energies and get excited to that different higher energy level. Okay, but those electrons will not be remain on that particular energy state, rather they used to come back to that particularly lower energy levels. So okay, so they will not come just simply that they while they are coming back to that lower energy level, they used to emit some sort of radiations having different amount of energy. So this is the main stuff which is going to be going on in the case of that hydrogen spectrum. But the thing is that suppose consider one particular electron, that electron which is in that higher energy level. Suppose that electron from higher energy level that used to come to that a lower energy level here by emitting ultraviolet radiations, okay, that can cause us here a Lyman series, just like that. Suppose if that particular electron that has to be jumps from higher energy level to that second lower energy level, they can produce us here visible radiation, and they can be caused for here Balmer series. Just like that, if an electron that has to be jumps from higher energy level to that third lower energy level, then they can produce us here infrared radiation, means IR radiation, and they could be caused for that here Paschen series. Just like that, guys, suppose that particular electron that has to be jumps from higher energy level to that a fourth lower energy level, they can produce us here IR radiation and cause for that here bracket series. So in the same way, that particular electron that has to be jumps from higher energy levels to that fifth lower energy level, they can produce us here again IR radiation, and they can be caused for here P fund series, guys, or simply fund series. Okay, so this is the scenario here going on that particular hydrogen spectrum. This is the complete explanation over that Bohr's atomic theory. So we have an electron that has to be jumps from here higher energy level to different lower energy level by emitting different sort of radiations, and they could cause for that some certain specific series. So that higher energy level to first lower energy level, that is Lyman, higher energy level to second lower energy level, electron is to be jump means making transition, that is Balmer series. So higher energy level to third Paschen, higher energy level to fourth bracket series, higher energy level to fifth lower energy level, that is nothing but P fund series. and the respective region is also there here, that is ultraviolet region. So visible region means partial series which is comes under that IR, and bracket also IR, and P fund series is also IR. So this is the thing guys. And see, if you consider here energy level n which equals 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so these are on here energy level guys. Suppose if you consider among these particular energy level n which equals to 1, which stands for this is a very first lower energy level, very first lower energy level. If you compare the rest of that energy level with that particular line means, so if you compare this one, this will be that a ground energy level, ground energy level, and rest of the lines are to be the a higher energy level for this particular line. Okay, if you consider this particular line generally means, so to that particular energy level, the rest of the energy levels are is going to be higher energy level, since these lines are coming upwards of that particular line here. Okay, so we have to rectify here which one is that lower energy level, which one is that higher energy level. We should know this is the a major and simple thing here. Okay, so if you could do so this particular thing, then it will be very easy in order to calculate that so that number of spectral lines in each corresponding series. Okay guys, so this is the scenario. Suppose if you can consider here Lyman series. Okay, if you consider Lyman series here, we are going to see here number of spectral lines here, number of spectral line, the first line, second line, third line, fourth line, fifth line, and sixth line. So generally, so this is the first line and which is the last line. Always be that, always we have to know that guys, the particularly the thing is that the last line, the wavelength of that particular last line, so is means generally in general we should know one particular thing here. In general, I just telling that in last line, this particular spectral line is always been having here a shortest wavelength. Okay, and that first line is always been having here longest wavelength, and that first line having the transition in that Lyman series will be so energy level first to second, energy level first to second, and in that last line that electron transition from first energy level to infinity. We don't know that electron means higher energy level means we don't know. Okay, number of lines is to be there. We don't know from which particular level that electron had made particular transition. Of course, that has to be coming to that here first energy level, but we don't know the thing where it has to be coming. Okay, so generally always we have to take in any particular series guys, in any particular series if you can take in Lyman series or in Balmer series or in Paschen series or in bracket and P fund as well. The thing is that the last line of the all the particular line, the last line of that all the particular series, so in this particular case the electrons transitions we don't know where it has to be comes from. Okay, we don't know that. So the thing is that that's why their particular values has to be changes, means their higher energy level value is always be taken as here infinity guys, infinity. Suppose if you can say that here in Lyman series the n1 value will be 1, because which is a, since it is a lower energy level, so but n2 where it has to be making transition, we don't know that. n2 will be here infinity. Always be that if you can consider for last line, so I just what wrote here for last line, I just have to mention here for last line that n1 value could be here 1 and n2 value will be here infinity. So for this here also, for in the case of Paschen series also, that is n1 value for in Balmer series also, that is n1 value for n1 value is to be for last line, that is 2, and n2 value for infinity in the case of Balmer series. Just like if we can take Paschen, so in Paschen what happened that n1 value will be 3 and n2 value will be here infinity for last line. I just have to mentioning you guys here for last line, okay. So for last line always be that if you can consider any particular series, n1 value would be its respective so energy level and n2 value would be here infinity. Suppose in case Balmer series also n1 value will be 2 and n2 value will be infinity for last line I am talk about here. Okay, so just like also for last line in that Paschen series, n1 value will be 3 and n2 value will be infinity. We don't know from where that electron had made a transition. So in the case of bracket series also, guys, very simple. The last line, so for this particular last line, that n1 value will be 4, n2 value will be infinity. For p fund series also, n1 value will be 5 and n2 value will be infinity. Okay, so this is the for last line, and last line having a wavelength that is shortest wavelength. Last line having shortest wavelength. Simultaneously, suppose if you can consider first line. So guys, first line having here, you know, that is, since here last line having shortest wavelength means first line obviously which is longest wavelength. Longest wavelength. Okay, suppose, so let us come to that here. First line, so in the case of first line, n1 value for an, in the case of Lyman series will be 1 and n2 value will be 2. See here, we are you know that we are observing here that electron that has to be made a transition from second energy level to first energy level in the case of first spectral line. That's why the thing is that in the case of a Lyman series, the first line, for that first line, n1 value will be 1 and n2 value will be 2. In the case of Balmer series, n1 value will be 2 and n2 value will be 3. So in the case of partial series, n1 value for first line I am talking about here. Okay, for a first line, n1 value will be 3, n2 value will be 4. In the case of bracket series, n1 value will be 4, n2 value will be 5. For the first line in the case of p fund series, that is n1 value will be 5 and n2 value will be 6. So this is the scenario, guys. So this is the important stuff we have to know in this particular case. Okay, so if you suppose based on this particular scenario, numericals are going to be there. If you want to calculate those particular numericals means we should have to know this particular concept here. Okay, so this is the scenario, guys. So for the first line here, energy level, the energy of that particular line, it could be here minus 13.6 electron volt, and so for that second line, the energy of an electron, it could be here minus 13.6 divided by 4 electron volt. So for that third energy level, for that fourth and fifth, and so on. So guys, so this is the thing here. So these are the energy of a particular electron in a respective energy level. First energy level, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh and eighth, and so on. So one formula has to be there here in order to calculate that energy of an electron in each particular orbit. Okay, so we will discuss that particular thing right now. So this is all about here, you know, that explanation of hydrogen spectrum based on that Bose theory. Guys, we'll have one particular table here, so then only you guys came to know that so what is actual these particular things wanted to say that. Okay, so we'll discuss that particular scenario there over. Yes, guys. So the case of very first type of series, which is very first I have to take here Lyman series, and in the case of Lyman series, that n1 value will be 1 and n2 will be, guys, n2 will be, for if you can consider any spectral line in the case of any particular series. So this is overall. Yes, so n2 will be here 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let me give a clarification for this one. So, but have to make it finish. Okay, so Lyman series, so the region it could be here ultraviolet, means UV. So next, guys, for Balmer series, Okay, so in the case of Balmer series, N1 value will be 2 here, isn't it? So for Lyman series, N1 value will be 1. N2 either it may be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so and so. Because if you consider Lyman series is being means ground energy level or a first lower energy level, so rest of that particular lines are going to be an higher energy level to that particular energy to that particular this energy level, isn't it? If you consider this is a lower energy level, so rest of the lines are going to be higher energy level for this particular line, isn't it? So this is the thing. Suppose Lyman series N1 value will be 1, N2 value will be here either 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so and so. Okay, so this is the thing. Suppose in the same way Balmer series N1 value will be 2. Suppose N1 value will be 2 for Balmer series, N2 value will be here 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because so these particular lines are exactly above to that Balmer series. So if you consider these particular lines which are above from that particular line, that's why these lines are higher energy levels as compared to this one. That's why Balmer series N1 value will be 2, N2 value will be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So for Balmer series 3, 4, 5, 6, and that region where it has to be, that can emit radiation, that is visible radiation. Okay, visible radiation. So next to that guys, that is Paschen series. Next to that here, Paschen series. So Paschen series, in the case of Paschen series, N1 value will be, what is that N1 value? 3, and N2 value will be here 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. So in case of Paschen series, N1 value will be 3, N2 value will be here 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because these lines are going to be higher energy level for this particular line. Okay, hence that Paschen series would becomes under that which particular region, guys? That is IR region, infrared region, that is IR region. Next to that, yes, fourth one, that is bracket series. Okay, so for that bracket series, N1 value will be here 4, N2 value will be obviously 5, 6, 7, 8. So let me write first here, N1 value will be 4 and N2 value will be here 5, 6, 7. So that particular bracket series, that also comes under that here infrared region, IR region. IR is limit here infrared guys. Okay, so the last but not the least, guys, that is P fund series. So the case of P fund series also, that N1 value here 5 and obviously N2 value will be 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that is P fund series, that N1 value will be 5 and N2 value will be here 6, 7, 8, so and so. That particular P fund series also would be comes under that here IR region. So this is the scenario, guys. So this is actually we are wanted to know this particular thing right now. Okay, so this complete explanation that has to be given by this particular column, we should be aware of this particular thing here. Okay, so I have to make it note, guys, very much important, this particular table. So if you know these particular things, means then it will be very easy to calculate that numericals based on this particular concept. Okay, so I have to make it a note here. Okay, I am going to rub this particular thing right now. Yes, guys, so this is all about here experimental, means explanation of hydrogen spectrum based on that Bohr's theory, and we have to know some important expression. Okay, we have to know some important expression. From that, based on that Bohr's atomic theory. So I will discuss that particular thing. Suppose if you know those particular things, means then it will be very easy to calculate some numerical stuff. Okay, so actually we have come across with here Bohr's atomic model. So since we have an electrons that has to be revolve around that particular nucleus in a certain circular path called as an orbit. So the thing is that the thing actually started from right now. So what will be the energy of an electron on that particular orbit? What will be the radius of an orbit? What will be the velocity of an electron on that particular orbit? So we have to calculate these things, means we should know some sort of expression, isn't it? So we have to discuss this particular concept right now. So we'll focus on this particular thing, guys. So I'm going to rub this particular stuff here, and let's move on to that very new concept, that is let us discuss some important expression. Yes, guys. Make a note, make a short note here. Yes. Important expression from Bohr's atomic model. Important expression from Bohr's atomic model. Yes, guys. Since we have come across with here hydrogen spectrum, okay, and so these particular series, that various series that we have found in that particularly hydrogen spectrum, okay. So we have to calculate right now that energy of an electron and energy of an that particular, you know, that radius of an orbit and velocity of an electron in certain orbits. So we'll discuss this particular thing with that some suitable expressions, isn't it? Suppose right now I want to calculate here the energy of an electron in that Bohr's nth orbit, isn't it? Suppose let us consider one particular atom, okay, one particular atom. So like that number of orbits are going to be there in that atom. Let us consider which is a last, means nth orbit. We don't know, that is generally that is an nth orbit. So right now I have to calculate the energy of an electron in this particular orbit. The energy of an electron in this particular orbit we have to calculate. Suppose we are going to calculate, means we should have some sort of expression, isn't it? So what will be that particular expression? Then let's discuss that particular thing here. Suppose in case of hydrogen atom, the energy of an electron, yes, the energy of an electron in Bohr's nth orbit of hydrogen atom. It could be En, which equals to minus RH of 1 by n square. En, which equals to minus RH of 1 by n square. So this is the formula in order to calculate the energy of an electron in the nth orbit. Okay, so what is the formula? That is En, which equals to minus RH into 1 by n square. N is the number here, energy level, guys. Okay, energy level. Either it may be, suppose they can ask that what will be the energy of an electron in the first orbit or a second orbit, third orbit. If you can say that what will be the energy of an electron in the first orbit, mean n value will be 1. Okay, what will be the energy of an electron in the second orbit? Then n value will be 2. Okay, n value is nothing but here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on so. And RH value, guys. RH value has a different value here based on their unit. Okay, right now we just have to take on in, suppose if you want to express in terms of joule, means 2.18 10 to the power of minus 18 joule. So that is En, which equals to minus 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 18 1 by n square joule. Okay, so this is the thing. Suppose we have to calculate the energy of an electron in the first Bohr orbit of an hydrogen atom. Since I have said that here first Bohr orbit means what will be the n value here? 1. Then what will be the energy of an electron in that particularly first Bohr orbit? Let's calculate. N value will be here 1. Okay, energy of an electron in Bohr's first orbit of hydrogen atom which equals to E1, that is minus 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 18 1 by 1 square joules, which equals to ultimately minus 2.1 into minus 18 joules, which is the value for an particular energy of an electron in the first Bohr orbit. Okay, the particularly the electron, see, if you consider this particular Bohr orbit, first orbit, the energy of an electron in this particular orbit could be here minus 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 18. So this is the thing, guys. Suppose if you have to calculate here that ratios, see, since here electrons, since if you can consider an atom means, so atom could not be limited with that any particular orbit here, any single orbit. It has number of orbit, right? Suppose if you have to calculate here that ratios of that energy of an electron in that various orbit means, so we have certain, you know, formulas, isn't it? So we will calculate that particular thing with the help of this formula. Okay, suppose take down another one, the ratios of or the ratio of energy of an electron in a various Bohr orbit of hydrogen atom would be, suppose, see, first orbit E1, second orbit energy of third orbit, fourth orbit. Okay, energy of an electron in the first orbit, second orbit, third orbit, fourth orbit. So if you want to take their ratios means, so what we'll actually going to get here, we'll see that if we take ratio, guys, here. Okay, so here the common thing is that here in all the particular orbit, that is RH. Okay, RH that has to be taken outside means which is common here. So 1 by n1 square. Suppose if electron supposed to be in the first orbit, 1 by 1 square will be 1. Suppose electron in that second orbit, okay, so n value will be 2, then 2 square will be 4, 1 by 4, E3, n square is there, right? Suppose electron which is present in third orbit, 3 square, which means 9, 1 by 9. Suppose if you want to take that ratios of these particular stuff here, then we are going to get here 1 is to 1 by 4 is to 1 by 9 is to 1 by 16. This is the ratios we are going to get here, the energy of an electron in a various Bohr orbit. So this is the thing, guys. We have to know these particular stuff here, which is the most important thing. It will be very you know, useful for find out that electrons energy in a various Bohr's orbit. Okay, so guys, so this is for an hydrogen atom. Okay, this particular expression is only limited to that hydrogen atom. Suppose if you want to calculate that energy of an electron in a hydrogen like species, like, you know, hydrogen like species is nothing but those species having that a single electron, because hydrogen atom which contains only one electron, right? Since here hydrogen atom having that one electron, suppose if you want to calculate that same thing, same energy of an electrons in an hydrogen like species, nothing but here if you can take here helium plus or lithium plus 2 or beryllium plus 3, so which means that in those particular ions the number of electron would be here only 1. Okay, so this is the scenario. So in order to calculate that energy of an electrons in that hydrogen like species in some certain Bohr orbit means, so what will be the expression is going to be, okay, we have that expression, we'll see, guys, right now. Yes, let's take down, that is the energy of an electron for an hydrogen like species, such as He plus, Li plus 2 or beryllium plus 3. Okay, so in these particular ions, the energy of an electron in the nth orbit, in the nth Bohr orbit. Okay, so we will see that one. Then the expression could be here minus RH of Z square divided by N square. So guys, Z is nothing but here atomic number. Atomic number. Z is nothing but here atomic number. Got it? So this is the thing, guys. Suppose. So we have to calculate the energy of an electron which is present in that He plus ion in a first Bohr orbit. In a first Bohr orbit. So in a helium plus ion molecule, in a helium plus ions, the energy of an electron which is present in that first Bohr orbit. So how much it is going to be get, actually we'll calculate with the help of that particular formula right now. I have right now here, suppose let us write here the energy of an electron, in a hydrogen like species, not hydrogen like, generally I just mentioned, obviously hydrogen like, but I just mentioned here helium ion, He plus ion, because He plus ion also having one electron, right? Okay, the energy of an electron in a He plus ion in a first Bohr's orbit. This is for nth orbit. So right now we are going to calculate here for first orbit, that is E1, which equals to minus RH value we have there 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 18 joule, and Z value for that helium. What is the atomic number for an helium, guys? So atomic number for an helium will be 2. Okay, so that is 2 square divided by N means nothing but energy level, right? So right now we are going to calculate here first Bohr orbit means first energy level. So therefore N1 value will be here 1. So minus 2 point, so 2 square is nothing but here 4, minus 4 into 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 18 joule. So guys, have to focus on this particular value right now. You have to focus on this particular value and this particular value. So this is the value of an, means this is the energy of an electron in a first Bohr orbit, and this is the energy of an electron in a first helium plus ion. Okay, in a first orbit of an helium plus ion. This is an energy of an electron in a helium plus ion in a first Bohr orbit, and this is an energy of an electron in a hydrogen atoms in the case of first Bohr orbit. The thing is that the energy of an electron in a hydrogen like species nothing but here helium plus ion in a first Bohr orbit, which is 4 times greater than that of energy of an electron which is present in that first Bohr orbit of an hydrogen atom. So that the energy of an electron in the case of helium plus ion which is 4 times greater than that of this particular value. You just see that, you just see yourself here. So we have a clarity, isn't it? So in the case of helium plus ion, in the case of hydrogen atom, in the case of first Bohr orbit, that is also first Bohr orbit, the energy difference you could feel that, right? You could see that. Okay, so it is 4 times greater than that of energy of an electron in the case of hydrogen atom in the case of first Bohr orbit. Okay, so this is all about here, a particular expression for an, in order to calculate that energy of an particular electrons in a various orbits, like one orbit, first orbit, second orbit, third orbit, or nth orbit. So guys, so just like that we have to calculate here the radius of an orbit right now, the radius of an orbit. So we'll discuss that particular thing right now. I am going to rub all those stuff. So note down, guys. So 2 more formula will be there, so we'll discuss that one. Next, the radius of Bohr's orbit, the radius of Bohr's orbit in a hydrogen atom, the radius of Bohr's orbit in a hydrogen atom. Okay, so the radius of a Bohr's orbit, nth orbit, suppose if a radius of nth Bohr's nth orbit, if you can say that, nth orbit. So then what will be the formula for this particular thing? That is Rn which equals to a naught n square. Rn which equals to a naught n square. Rn is nothing but here the radius of nth Bohr orbit. A naught nothing but here a Bohr's radius. A naught value is to be here 53 picometer, which is standard, guys. A naught value we are going to get here 53 picometer. So it has, you know, that by using the centripetal force and centrifugal force of a particular electrons, in a particular orbit, so based on those particular things they are going to calculate that A naught value 53 picometer. You guys have to know directly that is A naught value could be here 53 picometer, and n as well as usual, that is energy level. Okay, so this is the thing, guys. So it is for an nth orbit. Suppose if you want to calculate here the radius of first Bohr's orbit, the radius of first Bohr orbit in hydrogen atom would be R1, which equals to a naught 1 square. Okay, so nothing but R1 which equals to a naught is nothing but value 53 picometer. So the radius of an first Bohr orbit in the case of hydrogen atom could be here 53 picometer, guys. 53 picometer. So this is the thing. Okay, so next, suppose if you want to take out that ratios, what will be the ratios of the radius of an various Bohr orbit here? The ratios of radius of various Bohr's orbit in hydrogen atom would be, that is R1 is to R2 is to R3 is to R4. So if you are going to get here corresponding, you know that 1 square means 1 is to 4 is to 9 is to 12, right? This is the thing, isn't it? Suppose the radius of an particular orbit in an hydrogen like species. Okay, the radius of an particularly, you know, that Bohr's orbit in a hydrogen like species, that is right. So this is for an, you know, radius in the case of hydrogen atom, radius of an orbit in a hydrogen atom. The same thing we have to calculate here, the radius of an particularly Bohr's orbit in hydrogen like species, in hydrogen like species, that is He plus or Li plus 2 or Be plus 3. Okay, so thing is that is Rn which equals to a naught n square by z, a naught n square by z. This is the formula. Z is nothing but here atomic number. Yes, guys. Next, just like that here, velocity of an electron in a first Bohr's orbit of hydrogen atom will be, guys, that is, okay, velocity, right? First have to go with that general expression in nth Bohr's orbit, that is Vn which equals to 2.16 into 10 to the power of 6 meter per second divided by n. Okay, so this is the actual formula in order to calculate that velocity of an electron in a nth Bohr's orbit in the case of hydrogen atom. In the same way we have to calculate here, you know, that the particularly the ratios of that energies of an means velocity of an electron in a various Bohr orbit. Just like that, if you want to take out that ratios means for the nth orbit, just like that, first orbit, second orbit, third orbit, what might be the velocity of an electrons in those particular orbit, we will have to calculate right now. The ratios, the ratio of velocity of an electron in a various Bohr's orbit in hydrogen atom would be here. V1 is to V2 is to V3 is to V4. So if you want to take out the ratios, n value, suppose that electron which is present in that first orbit, then what might be that velocity of that particular electron will be here 1, because 1 by 1 which is common thing, guys. Okay, if we have to take that any particular velocity of an particular orbit, then that these particular values is going to be constant. So that is a common term we have to take outside. I am just taking that ratios, that's it. So I hope all of you understood this particular thing here. Okay, so while taking out of that ratios, you do not consider these particular value, because which is a constant thing, right? So in any particular orbit you can take these particular values must be constant, but variable factor is to be here n value. Okay, by changing that orbit, that n value is also going to be changed. Okay, next, if you want to take out that in the case of second orbit, means V2, velocity of an electron in the second orbit will be here 1 by 2, because n value will be here 2, 1 by 3 and 1 by 4. Okay, this is the ratio. Okay, same thing, guys. The energy, or sorry, that velocity of an electron in a Bohr's orbit of hydrogen-like species. Again, that is He plus ion or Li plus 2 or B3 plus hydrogen-like species would be Vn, means that nth Bohr orbit, Bohr's nth orbit of hydrogen-like species could be Vn of, that is 2.16 into 10 to the power of 6 meter per 6 Z meter per second divided by n value. So this is that actual formula in order to calculate that velocity of an electrons in a various Bohr orbit in the particular nth orbit of an hydrogen like species. Suppose in order to calculate that velocity of an electron in a nth orbit of an hydrogen like species, suppose He plus 2, He plus or an Li plus 2 or an B3 plus, then we have to use this particular formula, guys. Okay, so this is the thing. Today I am going to close up this particular session with this particular concept, guys. So next class we are going to discuss one of the most important concepts, that is that evidence for an Bohr's atomic model. So we will discuss that particular thing. Okay, thank you and all.